I'm here with Chris Carew, CEO of Cypher, and Chris is a presenter here at LSI USA 25. Chris, what is Cypher?
Cypher is a product that I invented when I was in the operating room. One day I saw a whole surgery take place, suction canister full of blood and saline. The anesthesiologist asked the surgeon, "Hey, what do you want to call blood loss?" He was making post-op notes, never even turned around, never looked at it, and he goes 50 mils, and there was 1,000 mils of fluid and blood in there. And that's when I got the idea, and that was years ago. So we went to Southwest Research and met a guy named Jan Ling and told him what I wanted, and I wanted a separation like oil and water. And 3 weeks later, he came up with it. That's the product we have today, and it works great.
Talk a little bit about why this technology can make a difference.
Yeah, so there's several problems here. So the visualization of blood in a canister is a guess. And it's not the surgeon's fault or anybody's fault, and probably industry's fault for not having an innovation around it. So I identified that, but the problem with it is they guess at it. Studies have been done. They're always wrong. So people are getting transfusions that don't need them. People that do truly need them aren't getting them. Then they may end up anemic. They may end up in ICU to additional cost to the system and the patient. And so this solves this problem. So now they know it. They know what's going on in the canister. They can make a more educated result.
So what's the risk to somebody that maybe loses more blood than is being measured? Is this a serious issue, or how is it impacting patients?
Yeah, so it is a really serious issue because if we lose a certain amount of blood, we're healthy, we could probably overcome it with no problem. Maybe not. But if you have someone that has heart issues, kidney issues, diabetic, all these comorbidities, it could be a real problem for them. And there are patients that, let's talk about this scenario. A patient needs a transfusion, it's overlooked for whatever reason. They go to recovery. They become very anemic. They end up in ICU because of all their other illnesses. They either recover or they don't.
What are some of the areas where this technology might, right out of the gate, have application? I would imagine like delivery, some women's health issues.
Yeah, that's a huge area. They're clamoring for a solution to this problem they have. Every day in the United States, 2 moms die due to undetected hemorrhage. And that's a pretty significant number, I think, in this country today. So for them to be able to actually understand what's going on at the time of delivery or after delivery and make more decisions quicker in real time, it only benefits the patient.
So share a little bit about the technology itself. What's the current standard of care? How's your technology different?
Yeah, so the current standard of care is the guess, right? To look at it and go, it's an estimation of blood loss. Now, in OB, they took it up a notch and they call it QBL, which is quantitative blood loss, where they're weighing sponges and stuff and trying to get a better idea of what's going on. But it's still not good enough. So where mine's different is it separates the red blood cells out of a solution, and they actually know what's going on so they can make a better decision.
Obviously, this has a big impact on the quality of care. It can save two moms a day. That's probably a reason on its own to have a technology like this in place. I imagine the hospitals spend a lot of money on blood. What is maybe give some of the numbers?
Yeah, so hospitals spend in blood costs every year 1% to 2% of their annual budget. Those are big budgets. That's a lot of money. If I remember correctly, of all the hospitals in the United States, it's a $15 billion number. So do the math. 50 to 60% of all blood transfusions are deemed inappropriate. These are big numbers to save.
Yeah.
Not to mention, in that number, it's not even the extended hospital stays that aren't paid for by the global insurance fee that the hospital has to eat.
Technology that solves an existing problem, better patient care, better outcomes, big numbers, savings for the hospitals. How far along are you guys? How close are you to getting to market? Is this product in market yet?
We're in the market. We're getting some traction. We are promoting this product as a non-medical device right now. So all we talk about with doctors is that we allow you to visualize red blood cells in a container, whether it's the Neptune or a suction canister or whatever. It can be in a bag and we can do it. Doctors tell me that's fine with me. I've had zero pushback from it. They said if we can see red blood cells, we know what's going on.
We had a fascinating conversation recently, and full disclosure, have LSI has worked with your company in identifying market opportunities, which are massive. So we have some history with understanding the technology. But what is unique about Cypher, in my view, is that the company is not necessarily raising capital. You're well capitalized,
Yep.
have a committed group behind you. That's very unique. So you have an option to go all the way on your own. Is there any consideration to partnering up with a big strategic that already has distribution in place? What are your thoughts on going all the way to market versus partnering with a big strategic?
Well, the great thing about us, we can do it either way, right? To your point, we're not raising capital. We're blessed in that area, but we're not opposed to doing what makes sense to everybody involved in order to get Cypher to the next level and get it to market and improving the market and saving some lives maybe down the line. But no, we're not opposed to a strategic with a sales force and doing some kind of co-promotion that way.
It almost seems like if I'm a hospital executive and I have the current standard of care, which is guessing,
Mhm.
and I have an option in front of me that solves that problem, there's also almost feels like a requirement or a responsibility. Is that wishful thinking, or what is your?
No, we are seeing that. So a year ago, I was in a meeting and a brigadier general who's a doctor at a DoD facility, and he was an administrator. When he saw it, he looked right at me and he said, "You know, Chris, I can't help but think that now that we know Cypher is on the market, to continue guessing would be medically unethical." Now, he said that. I would never say that to a doctor, but that was a physician saying it. So now what we end up doing, going through the process of learning how, where to go on the market, is quality and safety at the hospital level, the C-suite level, they're very interested in this product because nobody gets hurt by this product. The patient benefits, the hospital benefits, everybody benefits. So we're seeing some interest in more just implementing it from that level and saying, this is what we're doing. You're going to have an accurate assessment of red blood cells in every case.
It sounds like the future's bright, that you have more work to do, but you guys are well on your way. Any final thoughts or observations about the market?
We talked a lot about the United States. This is a world product. We have patented this. We have over 85 patents and patent applications worldwide. This is something that can be implemented in the whole world. Not only that, but in the military, flying ICUs. I did a presentation yesterday to the military.
What was
There's a
what was the reaction that you got from that group?
Oh, they were all over it. Actually had a general, he's stationed at the Pentagon, and he said somebody from my staff will be contacting you because he saw the need and to be able to pick up a soldier in the field and fly them to, let's say, a MASH unit, and they have to operate on them, hand them off and say, he's got 200 mils of red blood cells on the way here. They know what's going on because blood is very limited in that theater.
Are there existing technologies out there that have sort of, I don't want to call it the operating system in place, maybe Neptune, for example, where there's just an obvious fit?
It would be a perfect fit for the Neptune as far as, being able where you can somehow deploy Cypher into it. It only enhances Neptune or anything else like it. So.
Well, congratulations on all your success. Admire very much coming from the bedside, seeing an opportunity, addressing it, and coming up with a solution so quickly. You're in a good place to have such a committed investor behind you.
I am.
And we wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
All right, Chris. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.